in to Athletics LLC with Lamar, Lucious, Big League Chew, and my man Clyde, and the governor. You're about to be schooled in all things track and field. This is experience. Yes, sir. We are talking past, present, future. Y'all listen up. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. It's Athletics LLC Day. How come I can't say that word anymore? 3 years later, I can't say the word.
Every time.
Ever. Ever. Sheesh. Anyhow, you know, it's just a little show that we do every week. Bring a little infotainment, to bring that word back from Sir Lucious. Let's get started with introducing the tiles for the umpteenth time. Clyde, how are you today, sir?
I'm good. And yes, I've heard the noise. Ties for Clyde will be back next week. I just have to get the right one to bring it back. It will be back.
Nice. So that means we have to start showering before shows again.
There you go.
I mean, kind of, right? Dang it. All right. All right. Lamar, the Diamond League finalist. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I got to get my rest tonight. Get ready to get after it tomorrow.
What's tomorrow? Oh, the Diamond League finalist. I get it. Wow, that was stupid. Sorry. I'm busy hosting a show. Okay, come on, give me a break.
No, let's be clear. It's fantasy football season, so I get it.
I saw.
Oh,
Where,
I mean,
where was it?
It's not, but
Where was
whatever.
it?
Sir Lucious, how are you tonight, sir?
I am doing very, very well. I'm very well. On the road again, SEC head coaches meetings. I'm super excited about that tomorrow morning. Can't wait.
I'll make sure to edit that part, and I'll
Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah, I'll make sure that all the cohort of coaches and your upper divisions see that part. We'll make sure to glorify that one.
I'm glad y'all are still doing it in person. We had ours today via Zoom. It's not as fun as in person.
Well, I'm glad you're glad, because I'd much rather be sitting at home on Zoom tomorrow, sitting in my office. You know?
Tell the truth. It's better in person though.
Oh, the shenanigans will be much better in person. Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not trying.
That's so funny.
There will be shenanigans. There's no doubt about that.
Has there ever been an SEC meeting that was sans shenanigans?
Not one that I've been to. So
No.
You were at the first one, right?
What?
That was, you could see the moment you realized what he said. You
Yes.
literally could see
Well
that.
played, sir. Well,
Thank you.
Oh, Governor.
So we're gonna start off tonight with that. Okay. Okay.
This is going to be the first time that you all see Sir Lucious come through your screen and enter back into Lamar's screen and say, pew, 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 pew.
Hey,
Governor, how are you tonight, sir?
Doing good. We've gotten through day one of Camp Fun. And,
Camp Fun for coaches.
yes, we're in a good spot, so I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
Yep,
Awesome. That's definitely relative to who you're asking and who's asking the question.
Mm-hmm.
I had a coach ask me today, are you working out too? And I'm like, no, that's how hot it is out here. I'm sweating too. Yeah, no, I just set out some cones and wheel to wheel. I'll be good. So anyhow, well, like we like to do on this show, we like to bring up some topics, answer some questions, start some foolery, you know, just the huge. So we will start tonight's show with a little bit of Track is Back, intended to lead us up into the Diamond League final preview for tomorrow and the next day. So, I mean, some pretty crazy things happened over the weekend.
You know what? I'll jump in there.
American record or two, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, on her way to retirement and going to have a baby and have a family and, fond farewell to the sport. Kara Winger drops a 68-11 Diamond League record on everybody. It was like, I just wanted to show you guys I could really throw far after 2 knee surgeries.
Hey, honestly, that was the highlight of, you know, the last little segment of time for all things track and field for me. Like, that was phenomenal to watch. And because I was watching the Peacock Network, I saw it live with proper announcing, and it was great. Like, if you weren't already a fan of Kara Winger, and most people, I would ponder to say, found out about her this year, unfortunately, because the World Championships were at home, because of what she did. Like, it's just a phenomenal story, and I'm glad she's getting some very late and well-deserved shine.
I mean, just a little tiny snippet. The first time Kara Winger broke the American record in the javelin, she tore her ACL on that throw.
Madness. Madness.
Limped off the runway, was like, yeah, I'm done throwing for the day.
And I think that, you know, when you talk about what she's doing, I mean, I think we discussed it a little bit before. The American women in the throws have stepped it up all year long. You know, they have been phenomenal. You know,
Yeah,
they really have.
Kara Winger is my spirit animal. She embodies what it means to go out with a bang, and not to become a sports psychologist or anything like that, but the question that is lingering out there is, you know, from a coach's standpoint, from a sports psychology standpoint, what has led her to finally show what she's capable of doing? And I would hazard to guess that there is zero pressure on her. She's made her announcement. She's made it clear to the world, okay, I'm done. And in my opinion, I mean, that those hangups, those things that may have been pulling her back, the anxieties, the stress, all of that, it's gone. And you just seeing this young lady just unleash. And I'm here for it. I mean, she's literally doing what we were all kind of thinking Serena was going to do after those first 2 matches. Like, just come with it, just have fun. And, I think in the 3rd round, I mean, Serena definitely, ended up going a set longer than she needed to, right? All that being said, kudos to Kara Winger, kudos to her coach and her support staff to getting her to this, and to walk out of there as an American record holder. Come on, man, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and let's be real, the javelin doesn't get a lot of time and attention and airtime, right? If you have Peacock, for example, go back and watch the replay, because one of the cool things that they do is they show the throws from different angles. And there's one shot of Kara from a head on releasing that thing, and just the force that she lets out. 1, it's beautiful. 2, you could totally see how she ripped up her ACL. Like, it's like, oh my God, like, that looks like it really hurts.
Yeah. When she recoiled, it was like,
yeah.
What I thought was most striking about that angle is right when she got ready to start the throw, she had a big ass smile on her face.
Yeah, she did.
She's like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And, like, there's something cathartic about emptying the tank, It's kind of cool.
What else went down? What else caught her eye over the weekend?
Grant Fisher, is that his name?
Oh yeah,
Hey.
who's that?
3K, 5K, 10. I know, right? See, look, I have a newfound love for the distances.
Oh,
And like, I pay
okay.
attention for them now. Now, give me a 10K every once in a while. Let's spread that bad boy out, because I don't need to go to the snack bar that many times in between.
Look, a 10K at the world athletics level is fun. I don't care where
No
you're
question.
at.
Absolutely.
I do
They
agree.
know how to do it right, man. I mean, I've got memories of Brussels, when they bring out the African band and you just hear the drums the entire time. 25 laps, you look up and you're like, oh my gosh, they're clipping away 63,
Yeah.
62. And you're just like, my goodness, that is fun.
How?
That is fun.
But
If
yeah.
we could figure out how to do that over here. Oh,
Well,
Well,
so
we're not going to start
that's
that tonight. So Grant Fisher was phenomenal.
I think he is going to start that tonight.
no.
No, we're not going to start that tonight. Grant Fisher was phenomenal, and he's been phenomenal all year long. He had the misfortune at the World Championships where he's about to challenge for a medal, and he got tripped, or he tripped himself, or whatever the heck happened. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure who he's training with, but whoever it is, man, he and his coaching staff or whoever he's working with are doing a phenomenal job, and they need to be commended for that.
I'm going to throw this out there and totally willing to be wrong just because I was wondering it earlier when I saw the still shot of his celebration photo. From the uniform, it looks like he's part of the Bowerman Track Club.
So I just looked it up. It says he's with Bowerman.
Okay, good.
Wow.
So I was hoping I wasn't going to get that wrong. So, listen, I've seen people, and we've had this conversation on the show a little bit, right? Like, are we celebrating the athletes like like Fisher because they're the best thing that we have, or because they can actually play at that level, right? And this year, I think he's proven that he really can play at that level. And so to have him in this moment moving forward makes me excited to watch the event, right? I totally understand the conversation where it's like, oh, but we're not in the medal play. Go watch that race from Eugene. He was ready to challenge for said medal before he got tripped up.
Yep.
Would he have pulled it off? I have no idea. But he was ready. He was running a brilliant race. He was right there in the mix. So if we have him moving forward, hopefully it'll bring along some others along the way. But he's had a phenomenal season. I like watching him.
Yeah, so I have a question. What events are we looking forward to as we look forward to the Grand Prix final that Lamar is going to participate in?
Right? Because as we shoot this, the Diamond League final starts tomorrow, right?
Yes, it does. Well, I think the Diamond League final is always an interesting thing because this year it seems like everybody's going to show up to run.
Right.
In many years, it's you can't even prognosticate about the Diamond League final till you know what the start list is actually. But it seems as if all the major players are going to be running. Look, I guess I would be lying just as a fan if I didn't say I really want to see like what Shelly-Ann will run in the Diamond League final on the fastest track in the world.
I mean, that's mine. Because let's be real, she didn't have to do it this way, right? She got her world championship again, solidified any debate about where her status was in the world. She didn't have to keep on pursuing it this way. She didn't have to keep busting people's heads all summer just to get here. She don't need the money. So I feel like she did all of this to drop whatever she thinks she can drop in this race. And the way the season has gone for the women's 100, it's, at least for the most part, it looks like it's going to be a good race until she pulls away if she can, right? So I think the women's 100 is one of the best races in the meet.
I think the hardest event probably to pick is, as always, the women's 100 hurdles. Because who wants to pick that?
I mean,
I know, listen, I understand that the world record holder will be there, but I mean, Jasmine Quanto Quinn just ran 12:27 on one of the slower tracks in the Diamond League circuit.
Touche.
Right? And so that will be very, very interesting. I think to me, the most intriguing, like, holy cow, there's actually something going on over there is the men's shot put, right? I mean, real quietly, nobody's paying attention. Tom Walsh beat Krauser.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So like it's not a foregone conclusion as it has been for the last 3 years. And lest I get accused of this, I certainly am not going to overlook Joe Kovacs ever again. So,
Smart man, it's about time you gave Big Joe some respect, man. Come on.
you know, so an event where, you know, it used to just be like, let's go see how far Ryan can throw, may actually be compelling again. Yeah.
I think the shocker of the meet is Noah Lyles is going to run a lot faster than people think he is.
How easy did that 995 look to you?
Yeah, like there's something brewing in that camp. He knows how to start all of a sudden.
Well, we saw that coming, right? We talked about that back in indoor, right?
Yeah, when he ran the 60s. Yep.
No. This is a different dude. No, totally. That dude indoors, I wasn't impressed with. This dude, I'm very impressed with.
No. All I'm saying is from a start perspective, it was obvious
I know
at the time.
exactly what you're saying, but you go back and watch that dude start and watch this dude start, two different people.
So, Sir Lucious, are you predicting another American record in the 200?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, I'm loving this.
Okay.
It's Zurich.
No, 100%. I mean,
It's Zurich. And see, is Mikey showing up? If Mikey and Ariane are both there, and I believe they are, yeah. I know Ariane. I mean, I don't have to worry about that one. I know Ariane is. But if Mikey shows up too, he will have company with 80 to go.
He is not on the start list.
Mikey's not?
He is not. The start list is Richards, Ogando, the Dominican, Noah, Arian, the Italian, Andre DeGrasse, Aaron Brown, and Kenny Bednarik.
Bednarik's hurt, isn't he?
I mean, he on the list though.
he
How many people
was
are
hurt.
how many people are on that list?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sir Lucious.
Okay. That's weird.
You understand, you just have to show up to get a paycheck.
I know. I do.
Well, let's be clear. You know why they did that, right? Because, I mean, somebody is going to show up to Diamond League Final to get lane 1.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only compelling reason you could get them to actually show up is to pay them.
Right.
Because why else would you show up?
Right.
I'll tell you what start list I'm least impressed with. The men's 100 looks lame.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for it to be a Diamond League Final, this is lame.
Well, obviously Fred's not in it. Who else is not in it?
Okay, here's the list. Respectfully, a person I cannot pronounce from what looks like to be Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Johan Blake, Trayvon, Aaron Brown, Canada, DeGrasse, Canada, Kyrie King, USA, Reese Prescott, Great Britain, and Simbine from South Africa.
Simbine.
Hey, until he run fast when it matters, I'm gonna say his name the way I say it.
So no Bracy.
No Bracy, no Fred, no interest in this race.
No Bromell?
Bramel's in it.
Bramel's in.
He's in. Okay.
So once again, like we keep circling back to, you know, what you have what the viewing public wants to see, and then you have what the Diamond League organizers are saying, this is what it takes, right? For instance, if you look at the qualification standards on the women's side, Talu is leading the points.
Absolutely.
28.
Absolutely.
Sherika is
But at this point, the points don't matter.
No. What I'm saying though is that, you know, the points matter to get there, right?
Right.
No,
And I agree. But now that they're there, they don't matter. Like they just
yeah.
You get,
So
you get.
all I'm saying is this, like, you know, for Twanisha Terry at 13 points, or Dina Asher at 13 points, Aaliyah Hobbs at 13 points, like, are they looking at that situation and going, okay, like, could I have done more? Or am I not understanding what it takes to get there?
But Governor, that's my point. Like, it doesn't matter. So like, how many points did it take to get there?
So the least amount of points was 12 points.
Right, so the three people you talk about, they're there, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
they're not thinking about
TT's in, Aaliyah's in.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying is to you guys is like it doesn't matter because they're there. So they're not thinking about what it takes more because you can be the lowest point getter, but you get there and win the race, you get the big prize, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Exactly. So
So to answer the governor's question, I would say that the 8 women on the line are saying they did exactly what they were supposed to do because they got a lane.
exactly, yeah.
Right.
Right.
Now, some of them played, fast and loose with getting in. And I mean, at the end of the day, you're talking about Diamond League points, right? And I'm not trying to be funny, but seriously, Sha'Carri ran 2 Diamond League races all year. And if not for her second place in Oregon, she wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
That performance got her enough points to get her to this line because otherwise she ain't run enough races to get out there, right? So at the end of the day, as long as you find a lane, I guess you did it right?
Yeah.
I think Talu ran in every single competition.
Yeah, I feel like she has run
Feels like it.
641 races this year.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be another, when it's all said and done, another great Diamond League final. I think I want to see what Mr. Warholm has at this week. I want to see if he fights back. Yeah, that'll be an interesting race because Mr. Dos Santos is just not having it right now, and Rye has disappeared.
So Camp LA has disappeared because Mike is not in anything and Rye is not in anything, and unfortunately, the Viking is not racing either. So this is a Santos show.
Well, we know who's winning that race.
Right. So no, that's the second worst list that the 100 is still worse, but I'm not feeling the 400 hurdle list at all.
Yeah, it's pretty mediocre, with the exception of that one entry.
Not to be outdone by the women's list because it's Femke, and I mean Lila's running, so at least there's somewhat of a race there.
She ran 53 the other day, didn't she?
Yeah. Dalila just ran 53.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, so
on paper.
all right, so okay, hold. Can I be the first one to say this? 53 ain't fast. So we can move.
I mean, you're right.
But at least there's a name on the track.
Like Bowl ran 52 whenever she gets ready. So we're not running 52 seconds. It's not going to be close. It's not going to be close. So I obviously Delila's going through some things. I hope she gets it straight. But the 53-second version of her is not going to challenge Bowl at all.
No.
In any shape, form, or fashion.
Like the funny thing, for it to be a Diamond League final, right? And we all understand it's the end of a very strange season in which we opened with the World Championship, right? So some of these events are awesome, and some of them are just lacking the competition. The women's 800, Hodgkinson's running.
Yeah.
A thing ain't out there. So
has she run since Worlds?
I think she ran once. But
only time I've seen her since Worlds is a picture of her and her boyfriend kissing in Times Square. Why? It's all I'm seeing. Why are you shaking your head at me? That's all I'm saying.
So how about this? How about this 110 hurdles final?
I literally just pulled that up. That's one of the better races in the meet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rod Bell.
That might be and that dude is the real deal now. That dude is the real deal.
Yeah, Rod Bell's been actually quite impressive this year.
Yes.
Yes, he has.
Probably the most consistent of the pros, I would say.
Where was he at Worlds though?
Wasn't on the team.
He didn't make the team.
He wasn't on.
He was at. I was the first one to get to see him with my own eyes because he was at Commonwealth, and I was like, "How does Jamaica have another 13 flat hurdle?"
Yeah, wow, he's the real deal.
Yeah, I mean, the only protagonist missing from the men's hurdle race is still trying to figure out his football life, but everybody else is in the hurdle race. So that's going to be one of the better races for sure.
It's funny that you mentioned that really quick. Like Devin Allen obviously is a very good football player and obviously is very fast, right? He picked maybe the worst roster to try and make and play.
You know what? We could pause there for a second. Can you go a little further on that? Why do you say that?
Okay, so They got rid of the first round draft pick that they had because he was trash, right? And then they brought in AJ Brown, and they have Devontae Parker, right? Okay. That ain't the only. Those aren't the only two receivers on that team.
No, but the Eagles receiving room isn't exactly awesome.
But Devin Allen's not a slot guy.
Mm-mm.
He only plays the X and the Y.
Well, he gonna have to get past that, obviously. He's gonna have to adapt and evolve.
Like I said, of all the rosters, like there's 8 rosters that need Devin Allen badly.
Oh, and I, he might get picked up. There's still time for that.
Oh
right?
no, he made the roster, didn't he? He's on the team.
He's on the
practice team.
Practice squad.
He got caught. Yeah, he got cut and put on the practice squad, so somebody else could come snatch him up. And like you said, there's a whole lot of teams that could use Devin Allen. So we are all rooting.
The practice squad is like $6,000 a week, just for those who don't know.
Right.
How's Dendy feeling, Sir Lucious? Is he ready to?
Yeah, I was able to witness some very good practice sessions from him. So I think that he's ready to rock and roll, man.
Oh, there you go.
I think he jumped 790 or 793, literally right off the plane. Like he got there that morning and jumped that evening. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because I guess there was whatever airline he was on had some pilot strikes. So they couldn't get him there, but he got there at the last minute and just got on the runway and jumped. So he was good.
Nothing better than the European pilot strikes.
Gotta love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's about to be a Gabrielle Thomas sighting.
I was gonna say Gabby's running. I didn't realize she was healthy.
200.
Well, that'll be nice to see her end her season on the track, right?
Absolutely.
The women's 200 is actually a pretty solid field. I mean, I think no one's going to pick against Sharika, right? But other than that, it's a solid field. Gabby's back in there. Kim Boonji's in there. Jenna's in there. Tamara Clark. Dina's obviously down. She's out for the time being. So, yeah. Get on Peacock.
Do you think that the women's triple jump field is grand enough to do something big?
I mean,
for Rojas.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. For Rojas to do something even bigger than what she's been doing.
I mean, Rojas competing by herself. Like listen,
Rojas
if there's
is
any
there,
field,
it doesn't matter whether Rojas can get her on the board. If
Right.
her run is right, the only thing that keeps her from not being the Rojas we know and love is when her run's jacked up. And if her run is right, expect something big. You just watch her warm up. If the run is right during the warm up, just get your popcorn.
I mean, and I don't mean this in any kind of disrespectful way, because I've actually been really impressed with all of the top women in the triple jump. But let's be clear, if there's any field where you could bet how you know it's gonna go, it's the women's triple. Rojas is gonna win,
and the men's
Megan's gonna get second, and Tori's gonna get third. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then as far as the men's triple jump, I mean, it's pretty much a Cuban affair.
Sure.
I mean, you have the 3 Cubans and then Picardo.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
but like I'm looking at this field. I mean, there's 6 long jumpers. That's 6 triple jumpers. That's it.
Yeah, that was.
They're going short and sweet. They ain't bothered inviting the riffraff. They're like, look, it's tough enough to get solid jumps out around here, so let's go. Bro, the horizontals this year overall, with the exception of Rojas, right? The women's triple jump, put that aside. All the rest of the horizontals this year are bad. Just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick before we change channels, can you put us on the clock? Can we get 90 really good seconds to discuss the challenge that was laid by the GOAT female 100-meter sprinter against the GOAT male pole vaulter?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm here for that.
Listen, I will purchase tickets and popcorn and be in the front row for a Shelly-Ann versus Mondo race in 100 with blocks. 100% here for that.
If you didn't see it, find the YouTube clip. It's hilarious. So at the last Diamond League pre-conference, Shelly being Shelly started teasing Mondo about his 100-meter PR, and basically Mondo said, "Oh, I could beat you though." And Shelly was like, "Well, we set it up." And I think I would take Mondo, but I'm still here for it. I want to see it.
So I don't know who it was. Someone on the internet did an analysis and said, like, Shelly-Ann would have him call, I'm just going to make up numbers because I don't remember them off the top of my head, to 40 meters.
Oh,
But
he'd have to
because of
run her down.
Yeah,
He would
because of
absolutely have
Mondo's
to run her down.
size, he would roll over on her. But yeah, someone did an analysis, and it's definitely entertaining to even like envision happening, because you can, or I could anyways.
Mondo
envision
don't
the
want
two
to see
layout.
Shelly in the 60.
Why does Sir
I'll take
Lucious
Shelly
look
in this.
holistically unentertained by this? He looks like he is bored by the conversation.
Okay,
about
watch this.
nonsense.
I got him. Sir Lucious, whatever you think of this spectacle, and it is and would be a spectacle.
It would be a spectacle, 100%.
It's a better spectacle than DK Metcalf running at Mount Sac, so I'm here for it.
Okay, so you act like I was interested in that.
I know you weren't, but that's why you should embrace this.
Because
Oh.
I mean, this is at least interesting.
Tomfoolery at all either. I mean,
This
well,
is
you
at
know,
least
look,
interesting.
what I liked about it was actually Shelly-Ann asking what his PR was.
Yeah.
And then she asked him, "Do you think you could beat me?" And he said, "Of course I can." You know,
Yep.
which, so I love the fact that he didn't back down. And, you know, knowing Shelly-Ann as I do, she really thinks she can beat him. So,
Absolutely. She absolutely.
The
And I
best
mean-
part was when she was counting the years. That
No,
was
no,
7 years,
it's a
boy.
great clip.
That was
It's a great
hilarious.
clip. Totally worth your time to go find that clip on YouTube.
Yeah, it was good. All right, that was 2 minutes, by the way. But anyhow,
yeah.
who knows what 2 minutes is without a stopwatch? So, we actually had 2 questions from the audience, stemming from conversation. If I do your real name, I would say it, but it's all the way, per YouTube. So, can both the quality and broadcast of the field event finals at major meets be improved if only 8 athletes went straight to finals from the qualifying rounds instead of the usual 12? That is question 1. So the quality of the
Okay, so let me say this. Like, the quality of the broadcast, no, it's not going to be improved because they're still going to show the same amount of the event. Like, whether you have 8 people or 20 people, it's for the executive producers of the world to get this done, right? So look, I love the question, and I think this is just a sideways way of saying, okay, let's show more field events, and let's just say let's show more field events because they should be shown, right? But I don't think cutting into sticks is going to make them show them anymore, because it's for 8 or whatever it's on, but it's 4 people, and they're still just going to show what they want to show. But I think that they need to find a way. I love the channels like Peacock and even some of the other networks who are showing field event channels, and you just get to watch the field events. That's the answer to the question, is just highlighting the field events, giving them their own platform. And my soapbox days are off. I'm off the soapbox.
I think it's yes and no for me. And I definitely want the other 2 here to close on this topic, because they're going to be much more articulate on this than we will be. I do not think it changes the quality of the coverage at all. Quality of coverage is a decision, and I don't understand why 8 versus 12 would render better decisions. If you want to cover it better, follow the European athletics model and stop doing our version of it. Though I do think it might be able to improve the quality of it. Maybe because to the governor's point earlier about Kara Winger, if you go into the final knowing you're going to get all 6 jumps, the pressure to not screw up the first 3 would be a little bit less. and therefore maybe people could relax a little more and just go do what they do. Maybe.
Well, you definitely got to go last. I'll say this. I think most people who have done a field event feel like the semifinal feeling is useless, and it always cracks the rhythm of the competition. Like, it's obviously a stressor to get to be in the top 12, but nothing has really happened, because basically the next day you start all over and you got to be in the top 8 to get your final 3 jumps. And there's eliminating those 4 people on day 1 would eliminate the walk of shame and the 35-minute break between prelim and final on day 2, which is really semi and final. So I actually personally, I think that would actually be a huge bonus. It would make qualifying far more compelling as well. It's only 4 places, but it's a lot harder to be in the top 8 and to be comfortable in the top 8 than it is to be comfortable in the top 12. And so I think it would improve the competition, as you've both pontificated upon, and so I don't need to really add to it. The broadcasting is a choice. I mean, like, literally all they have to do is like pick a European track meet, watch it, and then literally duplicate it. Like, pick any one and be like, oh, that's how we should do it. Okay. And it would be better in the US. So that's a choice. And it's a lazy choice. But for me, I think making qualifying more compelling is a huge bonus. And then having 8 people with six bullets, and let's just see how you get your gun off. Yeah, I'd be here for that.
So I agree. I couldn't agree with you more, Lamar, because one of the main complaint, and the complaint that we're hearing from, the execs or whoever it is that's making these decisions, is that the horizontal events, are now rendered, they're now boring, right? They're now like, for whatever reason, it's not garnering the same amount of attention that it used to, I can remember one of the most exciting, qualifying final events that I've ever seen in the long jump competition, and it was at Drake Relays. And at Drake Relays, there was a prize money amount attached to each round.
Yes.
Yes.
A great idea.
Oh.
It was a great idea.
So if you were about the dollars, you were lining up every single time. Now let's not even disregard the fact that it was 40 degrees and pouring rain that day.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared. They lined up and they got after it, and it was a competition every single round, right? And I never forgot that. That was I don't know how many years ago. But as Lamar so eloquently put it, when you take away those 4 spots, and those people that are actually doing the math and going, okay, I could fit into 11 here, right? Now they've got to figure out how to get 8th. Oh my gosh. You literally would have 2 different competitions going on 2 different days. And I'm here for it. Now on the final day, 6 jumps for all the marbles. I think you would see much more attention to detail. I think you'd see people trying to go after it earlier. I'm in favor of it.
I think you ask any field eventer, would you like to have 6 jumps with no reordering or anything else? They would say, yeah, I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So like from episode 1, I can try to go give it everything I got and not be concerned with a foul. Sure, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Nice. Correcting myself. User's name is All in the Game, not All the Way. I don't know where I got that one. So All in the Game. Once I learn your real name, I'll refer to you as your real name. Second part, in reference to the governor looking up sub-11 the other week, the investigation of sub-22s were commencing. And in the 2001 season, there's only been 3 seasons. Oh, since the 2001 season, there's only been 3 seasons where more than 3 women ran sub-22. 4 in 2015, 8 in 2021, and 11 so far in 2022. Why has that number been so low since 2001? And why the sudden uptick in the last 2 years?
It's got to be the shoes.
What about COVID? That was it. That was a reason for the longest time, the longest month and a half, right?
No, it's just the shoes. It's just the
Oh,
shoes.
it clearly was COVID for it. Like that was the talk anyway.
And listen, we
It
all
was.
like the notion and believe in, COVID provided this rest and everybody got to train more. We're all here for that. And I'm sure there is substance to that. But the number one reason, if you want a pie chart, it's like 80% the shoes and 20% whatever else you want to throw in there.
But
And
here's
that's
the thing.
okay.
Weren't the shoes, did the shoes come out before COVID or after?
The shoes debuted for Tokyo.
Yeah, they did.
The shoes debuted for Tokyo.
Okay, just curious.
So yeah, it's the shoes, folks. Technology, evolution of science. It's okay.
I think what I find most interesting about the shoes is this. This isn't the first time shoe companies have done this. It's just the first time that they've gotten away with it. So Lucious, this is your generation, and I'm really not being funny. I'm not. I never saw these spikes in person, but I would imagine that you did. I think they were called brush spikes, and they had like, I've seen a pair because John Carlos, maybe somebody broke a world record in them, and then the world record was disallowed. But the spikes on the bottom had like 16 or 20 spikes, and they went in juxtaposition to each other. So they went, you had spikes going this way and spikes going this way, right? And whatever the science was that
more grip.
Yeah, sure. Whatever the science was that was disallowed because not enough, I think, these were 1 of 1 type shoes or like 3 of 3. And so they disallowed the world record. But it is wild to me when it is obvious that there's a technological advancement that changes the number of people that do things in the sprint events. And it is because there's no other common thread, right? You got people who have run under 20 seconds on 4 different continents, from 4 different continents. You got like 12 different training groups. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing you can sew between it other than just look at their feet. Everybody is running in a carbon fiber plate. Be it Nikes with the bubble or Adidas with the cushioning or, whatever it is, it's at the point now where you have to.
Yes.
I mean, it's 2%. The science says it's 2%. So if it's 2%, none of us are good enough to be like, I'll give y'all 2%.
Yeah, 2% makes and breaks careers.
So, I mean, 2% is 100% the difference between a gold medal and a bronze medal, and the difference between a bronze medal and no medal. 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember bringing this up, I think it was last week, about how this hasn't translated to the 4. And, that's a whole different topic altogether, but it is clear, and we're probably seeing a lot of the difference being made on the turn. and what these athletes are capable of doing without the shoes and what they're doing now with the shoes. Obviously, I think there's energy that's being saved. I think that because there's so much more response off the track, they're not dying as much and they're not tailing off, when we're getting to from 150 on. So yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see more of this. I think this is just the beginning. Because it's you can't tell me that technology is just going to stop here. I don't know if we're going to get into F1, competitions now with shoes and this and this and that. But yeah, I can see that happening.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Let's just if you put carbon fiber plates in high jump shoes, you're gonna get more injuries and higher jumps. If you put carbon fiber plates in long jump shoes, it's a wrap.
Oh no. They're in the long jump shoes right now. At least they're in the Nikes.
Wow.
Well, it's not helping the long jump.
Right. That's the interesting thing. It doesn't seem to be helping the horizontal.
But see, they haven't.
So when it comes to the horizontals, neither COVID nor the shoe is helping itself.
I think what's necessary in the horizontals is to take the bubble out and use the carbon fiber plate.
Well, I'll say
they're
this.
both in there, though.
No, you got to take the bubble out for it to work in the long jump.
Here's what I'll say. I think the additional help in the long jump shoes, it means that you have to position yourself differently off the board. You cannot treat it like it's a regular shoe that just, you're just flatly hitting the board. No, you have got to put yourself in I think athletes really haven't figured out what the optimal position is as far as the takeoff. The setup and the takeoff.
I will say this: it disrupts the run.
Yes, it does.
Because it does the same thing to the hurdles.
Yeah,
it does the exact same thing to the hurdles because it just gives too much.
Yes.
And so when you talk about setting up the last 2 steps to the hurdles or the last 4 to the long jump, the feel is totally different.
Totally different.
Totally different.
And I'll add this to the hurdle point, just like the actual hurdles themselves. The men's it is way more difficult for the men to negotiate the 42-inch barriers than it is for the women to negotiate the 33s.
Mm-hmm.
So the women, by and large, have been able to get away with whatever benefits are coming with the new shoes, and there hasn't been a lot of disruption there. But you can see it clear as day in some of the men's races who, it's throwing off the rhythms.
Yeah.
So I would say go back and look. I don't think a lot of women are wearing.
Oh, they are though. They are.
I'm just saying. I
the
know
Nike spikes.
A lot of,
not the Nike, but Nike.
A lot. I just from my being around hurdlers, a lot of them don't have the Nike spike. They don't.
No, but part of that is sponsors, right? Toby absolutely is wearing the Adidas. The Jamaicans were absolutely wearing.
Toby's not wearing the Adidas that no one ever wear. I don't know what she has on her feet. That's not the same.
She's wearing the Avantis. She's actually wearing the distance shoe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not this. Yeah, it's not.
Well, does the Avanti? Is the Avanti the?
So it has the same padding as a sprint shoe, right? But it actually has a heel.
It has a heel.
Exactly.
So it actually goes straight through from the front to the back of the shoe.
But it has the carbon fiber plate in there as well.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
So we're talking about one girl who's not wearing the actual sprint shoe.
Yeah.
Because the sprint shoe gives it something different. If you look at JCQ, that's not the Nike bubble spike she has.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Quinn, but the Jamaicans were definitely wearing the Puma version at Worlds, and
the Puma version is not. It's not.
All we're talking about right now is the carbon fiber.
And okay, I don't know a Jamaican female hurdler other than the one that's running that fast. So.
But they got the silver medal.
Brittany.
I said besides her.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I said that.
All right.
Anyway, she was on you, baby girl.
Well,
you just wanted to argue about something, didn't you?
He is feisty mouse tonight. I like it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, what I think is funny is like that question was asked, and I bet you the response wasn't necessarily going to be the shoe in their head, right?
Yeah.
They're like,
80%
science.
shoe.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the coaching. It's the collaborative learning. It's the
Well,
willingness to
let's also be clear. There has to be some coaching going.
yeah.
Because if anybody that's coached anybody that wears the shoe changes things.
Yeah, it's a negotiation.
So you better be able to coach the changes it creates. So there's some coaching going on, and at a high level. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, wrapping up that loose conversation, and let's start taking heads. So, Lamar, why not that be you this week? You are up for a round of Would You Rather. Stop squinting. You're not going to hear me better.
I always feel like juiced about this for everybody else.
And then it's your turn.
And then it's my
well, I
turn,
don't know
so.
why you would ever be juiced about me because we know it's going to be suspect that it's me.
So I
maybe
deliberately
that's
tried
why you're juiced.
I actually have a good one for you tonight. I got a good one.
I like it, premeditated. And Sir Lucious, in your honor, I tried to give them some deliberately suspect questions. So
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I tried to play fair this week.
Okay.
So
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Lamar, are you ready, sir?
I am, ma'am. I am.
All right. Would you rather have feet for hands or hands for feet?
Hands for feet.
Would you rather butcher the cow or kill the cow?
Would I rather butcher the cow or
Kill the cow.
kill it some other way?
Like
No, she said,
cute,
would you
like
rather cut it up after it's dead or be the person that
butchering.
killed
The
it?
butchering is cutting it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd rather kill the cow. We're just gonna get that over with.
Would you rather tell your boss the last thing you did wrong at work or tell your mom the last thing you did wrong in life?
Well, that's such a cheat code question. I work for myself, so I won't take the low-hanging fruit. I will actually say I would rather tell my mom the last thing I did wrong in life. She would take that. She would find entertainment out of that. So,
would you rather live next to a stadium or next to an airport?
next to a stadium. What? All day.
Would you rather walk on ice or hot cement with bare feet?
Ice.
Would you rather bet all of your money on a racehorse or playing a hand in poker?
Playing a hand at poker. 100%. I literally know nothing about horse racing.
Would you rather clean someone else's toilet or the refrigerator?
I would rather clean anyone's refrigerator than anyone's toilet.
Yes.
That would include my own. I don't like cleaning toilets. It's gross.
Oh, see, I think Lamar is like more of a delinquent. So even like the suspect questions weren't a suspect because he just answered them normally.
For the record, I am boycotting this segment of the show for the rest of our careers.
That was not appropriately suspect at all.
There's nothing
really
suspect at all.
I literally went.
Questions, hold on a second. I appreciate your effort, but that was awful, Chew.
No, that's pretty
Dang it! I literally went like toe for toe on your last round of questions. Is like, this is equally as gross.
No, you gotta go Bay
Pick the
Area.
wrong night, you. Pick the
You gotta
wrong
go Bay
night.
Area. All right, but I have
you absolutely know you're my girl, and I love you, but nah, not even.
I tried so hard on this one.
Well,
I just premeditated it.
That was not.
Yeah, that wasn't no.
All right, so we got the Diamond League final coming up this week. We also have the start of the NFL season coming up this week. As you can see, Lamar is in his depression garb as a Giants fan. So, sir, would you rather watch the Giants lose in the first round of the playoffs or watch the Cowboys lose in the first round of the playoffs?
I mean, look, let's be clear.
That's very funny. But
Let's be clear. I have seen 4 championships in my lifetime, if the Giants never win again, and that's coupled with the Cowboys continue to lose in the first round, I will die a happy man.
I ain't mad at it.
Oh, listen, let me tell you something. There is no greater joy than watching the telecast pan through the crowd as the Cowboys, they call it, what they call it? The surrender cobra.
The surrender cobra.
Oh, this right here. Oh, it's the greatest. Whenever they pan the crowd, look, the memes about the Cowboys' inability to win playoffs games are like, they're so funny. I have to like take them in small bites because I can go down that rabbit hole for like an hour of my life. So yes, thank you for laying that petty one up for me.
Okay, so I am going to give you one to ponder. Would you rather coach the governor in the 110 hurdles or Clyde in the pole vault?
Ooh, okay. Well, can I ask one question?
Sure.
Is this for my livelihood or is this for my entertainment?
That's a good
Livelihood,
question.
baby.
So
Livelihood.
this is for my livelihood.
No, look, this is how you got to feed your family. I'll make this real.
The governor and the hurdles, 100% without.
That is absolutely the right answer. That is absolutely the right answer.
I want to see Clyde pole vault.
If I could get Clyde, if I could get Clyde to one time put the pole in the box with his hands high enough that it bent, just a quiver, that it bent just a little bit. If we could get a drone to have like right there, his facial expression, the sheer panic when the pole bends the first time. Listen, I could die.
Hold on.
I could die and go to heaven.
Hold on, we're gonna pause this right here because I got news for y'all. Let me explain something to you. I high jumped 6'4" and 3/4 in the 8th grade.
Here we go.
In the 8th grade, I used to have a national record.
Okay, but you're not pole vaulting that.
No, I understand this. So this is the point. My freshman year at high school, everyone knew I could high jump. The pole vaulters were over there doing what they do. And me being me, I was like, that looked easy. I got to jump with myself. Y'all got a stick to get you off the ground. And they said, okay, go ahead and try it. No coaching, handed me the pole.
Oh.
I ran down the runway. I got the pole in the box. I grabbed it in an appropriate place for it to bend, and my face was like, what the?
Yes.
And I almost ended my life. Now understand.
That's what I want. I want that face right there.
The bar was set at 6 feet. Okay. So there's no universe where I will ever do that. And that one experience is why no matter how many people told me I should try it, never entertained the decathlon. Because
like I said, I just want, look, the face that everyone makes the very first time the pole vault pole bends.
Terrible.
Yeah. I'm going to bet you money that if you got the governor to actually start and run to the first hurdle the way he's capable of.
Oh, we're gonna be all right.
That face is going. No. That face is going to be very similar at the first hurdle. It's going to be very similar.
But it's survivable. It's survivable.
Okay, but look, let's be clear. My frustration with the governor would not change because it's exactly what you just said. The governor has literally never run the way he's capable at something else. It's never happened.
But that's what I'm saying. So, but if he does, the face is gonna happen.
You know, anyway, you are 100% correct.
Governor, you're up.
All right, this
because we know if he runs full speed, that's gonna get great. That's gonna get scary.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be an epic crash too. It'll be amazing.
Would you rather have unlimited international first class tickets or never have to pay for food at restaurants?
Oh,
unlimited international first class tickets or never have to pay for food at a restaurant, at any restaurants?
Yes.
Boy, stop. Food for the rest of my life, 100%. I'll sit and coach between 6 fat people to never have to.
I'm taking
Wow.
the first class tickets.
There
brother.
you go.
I can
day.
feed myself.
Listen,
I can
I'm
feed
taking the
myself.
flights all day.
I
All
feel
day.
y'all on the flights, and trust me, y'all know as much as I travel, I would love that.
I'm getting ready to say
See,
you're
that
the
is why I
tallest
asked the
dude on
question.
in this
That's why I
situation.
asked the question.
And first of all, let the record show you ain't sitting between no fat people. Quit telling that lie.
I would if it was
No,
going to
you
get
would
me.
not.
If it was going to get me
No,
free
you
food
wouldn't.
for the rest of my life.
Look, you might go back there and coach, but the fat people's a deal breaker. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I know you.
it's definitely it's
God.
pretty
Because
close
look,
to,
I'm gonna
to
put
life,
you on.
to
I'm
a
gonna put you on
lifetime
a flight.
deal
I'm gonna
breaker.
put you on a flight to Tokyo, and there's spillage as we call it. You know,
Yeah, it's awful.
it's awful.
Oh,
I know you,
he's-
brother. Look, he'll be texting me for the plane. And I was like, I can't believe it.
No, he already guaranteed Talance. I have to sit next to him. I'm already a buffer.
Exactly.
Okay. Listen, you know what? She mentioned it, so we're going to bring it up real fast.
Nope.
She says, do I have to sit next to you, or can I have the window? I said, okay, let's think about that. You fit in my pocket and you want to sit in the window where I always sit, and you want me to sit in a middle seat, or worse, an aisle seat. Because I think if we sit on the 2 on the end, that means I'm in an aisle seat where I always get my knees run over. I always get my hand smashed by the cart. Like, I'd rather sit in the middle than sit on the aisle, right? So I say, well, I'm going to sit on a window seat. So you have 2 choices. You can sit next to me, or you can sit next to a stranger for the entire trip to Europe. I don't care. And she's like, but I want to sit in the window seat. I said, that's fine. You and your stranger friend y'all will be fast friends by the time you get to Europe. Because I'm going to go to sleep.
I'm going to sleep too.
So for the record, I want everybody to notice that he complained about getting bumped into and all this stuff, but he wants to sit between fat people.
For free food. Listen, I don't think y'all understand. Like, I'm not a foodie, but the one thing I have never complained about the price of. This is the God's honest truth, right? There are things that are just too expensive. There's no shot I'm doing that. We talked about the sneakers. I'm a sneakerhead, but there's a price I'm not going to pay. If I get to taste the meal first, if it's really, really good, I probably wouldn't complain about the cost of it. It's the one thing that I've just never bargain shopped for. So if I could do that for the rest of my life and eat free, I'd probably do that.
I mean, so basically he just said, if you see him in the streets, buy him something to eat.
I mean, yeah, you want a friend for life, you could definitely do that.
All right. Well, fun, very exchanging would you rather this week. So in normal fashion, we will send off the night with some heartbeat props and make sure that those who are here to hear them hear the compliments and the uplifting that we give to them.
Can I go first?
Sure.
To those of you who do know me, you know this, but those of you who don't, fantasy football is the actual football season for me. I love college football. It's really fun. As Clyde said, I am a Giants fan, so this is also 17 weeks of pain for me. I'm okay with that. But I'll say this, fantasy football is definitely one of man's 5 greatest inventions, because it single-handedly has united football fans and gamblers in the blissful idea that every football game matters, right? Like, I will watch a Browns Jaguars game if, like when Odell played for the Browns, I watched the Browns every week. As painful as that was, I did it.
See, that's that. You only get one more of those. I'm warning.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I actually pulled up something for you the other day.
Oh my gosh, I knew this was coming.
Again, can we give the heartbeat props and get on with our lives?
Let's just say this. there are 4 NFL football teams that have never played in a Super Bowl. And amazingly, the Browns are one of them. And I say amazingly because they won the most NFL championships before the Super Bowl.
Thank you for continuing my pain. I appreciate that.
So my heartbeat props. Hey, but you'll have a real quarterback by week 13.
Hey. Heartbeat.
My heartbeat props go out to all of those who are lovers of fantasy football like myself. This is the time of the year where you come up with cute names like Jamar chasing this bag. And my team's name this year is Funk Joe Burrow, because last year I got beat by a 74-point explosion by Joe Burrow in the semifinals. And the internet won't let me use the other F word. So it's Funk Joe Burrow. Football, professional football means more. We're not going down that road tonight, but professional football does mean more if you play fantasy football. And so my heartbeat props go out to all the fantasy football leaguers out there who are now endeavoring to try to win the ship, the belt, the ring, the whatever it is, but most importantly, to not be last. Because if you ever want to really be entertained, just Google fantasy football last place bets. It's one of the most entertaining things you've ever seen in your life. There was one guy had to play 18 holes of golf in a dress. My son's in 14. That's all I can say. He's in 14 leagues. So yeah, go fantasy football.
Longest heartbeat props ever.
Hey, I had to throw some shade at the Browns.
And the Cowboys. Yes.
Well, I didn't throw shade at the Cowboys. The Cowboys are just in the shade.
Oh my gosh.
Who's next?
Oh my gosh.
I because I'm laughing, I will go next because I'm gonna try to get through this one. My heartbeat props are circling back to my family this week. Miss Tiana Madison and baby Kai are temporarily relocated to Ohio as she fulfills her online and internship requirements for finishing her undergrad degree for the University of Tennessee. It's the toughest thing for them to be away. And I can't articulate how proud I am of her for taking the time to finish that degree. They'll come back and forth and we'll do what we do, and we're a family first and foremost, but I've never experienced having them away from me like that. And it's hard. So do your thing, kid. I know we're going to be, doing the magna cum laude dance, come this May. And, I miss y'all and I'm proud of you.
Oh.
Man, am I glad I went before him.
Yeah. I've got nothing.
Hey, you know what? I'm proud of you too, T. Good job.
Right.
Heartbeat props to you, T.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
But I will say this as far as heartbeat props, we talk a lot about the coaching carousel and the people that have jobs. And unfortunately, what creates the coaching carousel is a lot of times people losing those jobs. So my heartbeat props go out to the coaches out there that don't have jobs, that are struggling to find jobs. And as it gets later in this process, it gets tougher for them. So I just want to encourage you guys to keep your heads up and keep pounding the pavement. And again, I'm gonna keep circling back to that mental health piece. If you know people out there that are struggling to find jobs, not just in this profession or others, keep an eye out, listen to them, support them, and good job, Tiana.
Real quick, funny that you said that for Heartbeat Props. Quick Heartbeat Props to David Burnett. He actually just got announced, I should say, the Iowa Western head job. So new ringleader over there. Good stuff. Way to be patient. He's been waiting for a great position for him, and one came too. And so timing couldn't be better for him and his family. So good luck to you as you get ready to move and leave this great state of Texas. So with that,
Enjoy Council Bluffs, my guy.
with that, we'll round out the show on that note. And other than that, have a great weekend ahead of you all, and we'll see each other in a few days. Bye, everyone.
When the lights come on, the road just get to running. When the lights come on, opponents mess the plumbing. Heard you like it warm, hot, knife the butter. Truth hit them hard, knock them off that rebuttal. Tsunami, tidal wave to your puddle. Tough love, punch you in the arms, little brothers. Athletics LLC, there's no others. Track and field's pacing, we're peeled to go further. Hey, Wally, Coyote, it's road runners. Feels like you know us, you've been with us the whole summer. If not for this quarantine, these four corners wouldn't be here, but we're here, so start learning. You gotta earn your stripes, gotta get your scars. Show you how to fight, but show us who you are. You lack experience, but still you wanna talk. And who is actually talking to? Your circle's kinda small. Heads prevail when the backbone's strong. Gotta keep it coming, no, it won't last long. Pass and failed and sell the sad song. And if you don't check yourself, then that's wrong. Just trying to give you the real that you asked for. So why you keep cutting us off to ask more? We put it in slow-mo, but you fast forward. Athletics LLC, the task force.